So this is the matching exercise. Here it is. Put your name here. This is the link to the section of the translation I want you to use. So in the first sentence, it says, after putting to sea from Ilium, that is Troy, he touched Ismarus, a city of the Cicones, and captured it in war and pillaged it. So there's a couple of easy ways to find this. Ismarus, for example, is easy to find. You just search for ISM, and there it is. Alternatively, you could look it up in the index that I'll show you later. So the wind carried me, he says, from Ilium to Ismarus, city of the Cicones. I sacked the city and slew the men, he means killed the men, and the women and riches we split between us. As far as I could determine, no man lacked an equal share. So we just copy all of that. And if I go and make this something I can actually fill in, I would put it here. I just click there and copy the whole thing in like that, because it covers everything that he says. Ismarus, the Cicones, he sacked the city. It says pillaged, but that's the same thing. And pillaged covers everything that comes afterwards, the riches, the women, and the killing of the men. And this part is not really represented in the Apollodorus statement, but it's in the sentence, so let's not worry about it. Skip 2 for right now. And the second part is, and when the Cicones who inhabited the mainland heard of it, they came in arms to withstand, that is, fight. And having lost 6 men from each ship, he, that is Odysseus, put to sea and fled. So that's something that's of interest. The account in the poem here is first person. Odysseus is saying this directly, so he says I, not he. Okay, so they drank wine, they slaughtered sheep, and meanwhile the Cicones rounded up others, and the neighbors further inland, and why he says on the mainland, Newer Shore Baber, skilled fighting with chariots on foot. That should be enough of that there. It also mentions how many men he lost. Lost 6 men from each ship. So it's best to go back and find out where these 6 men are, or if they're making it up. But as the sun fell, at the very bottom it says here, at the time when the oxen are unyoked, the Cicones succeeded in routing the Achaeans, that is Odysseus and his men, and 6 of my well-armored comrades died from each ship. Okay, so you could add that with an ellipse between the 2, like that, okay, to make it clear that these are 2 passages that you put together. So now Mero, who's mentioned here, the chief of the priest of Apollo, he is mentioned, but it's not in the section, this section. He's mentioned later on when Odysseus goes to see Polyphemus. He says, I took with me a goatskin filled with sweet dark sweet wine, that Meron, the son of Euanthes, priest of Apollo, had given me, because we, out of respect, we protected his wife and his child. And then, yeah, that's really all you need. The second sentence goes into more detail about the gifts. Okay, so so it goes like that. Very occasionally, there'll be a sentence that is harder to find, but mostly it'll go in the chronological order in the Apollodorus account will match the chronological order, the narrative order in Odysseus' account in the Odyssey. All right. So that's it.